Hello everybody, this here's that fan that has the filter in the back that I showed before in one of my videos as a Goodwill find. The original price was $5.99 and I got this for 99 cents, and I also got a filter for 99 cents. I happened to get it at the right color tag price at the Goodwill store. And I found this thing runs great on high, but it doesn't run on low, or I should say medium and then low. Or it runs, but it's so slow that it doesn't even cause you can barely feel it in front. And so what I plan on doing is taking this thing apart. It is a Holmes, and on the bottom it does say the model number is HAP412N. Now they do have a sticker here. I'm going to peel it off of here, and it normally tells you to call that number, and for more information about this thing, for the care and whatnot, they're only going to tell you how to change the filter and to maybe use a moist soapy towel to wipe it down or whatever. And they don't want to go any further, because if this thing needs any further than that, they want you to either take it in or throw it away and go buy a new one. Now this here does have darker colors on it. It's kind of a yellow stain on it, but it's just like as if you can see it over here too, as if it was sitting like this for a while because it didn't work anymore for the way the people wanted it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with you to take this thing apart, and right off you don't see any screws, but the filter in the back, like I say, you want to take this thing off. This is a pre-filter, just a piece of foam, and you take and wash this off with a dish soap and water, rinse it off good. It's very easy to do. And obviously you want to clean all this stuff off here. But on the back here, let's see, I see there's a screw here, and it looks like 4 screws here. We're going to take those off and see how much further we need to get to, because what we're actually trying to do is get to the motor and possibly oil it, and could possibly grease it depending on what it looks like inside. So let me take those screws out and we will see how much further we need to go. Okay, I popped these 4 screws out and this one up here, and so far nothing wants to come apart easily. But I did notice 4 screws down here, which I'm going to go ahead and pop those out. The 2 screws here look like they're probably here to hold the wire in place, so I'm not going to take those out at this time. So let me take those out and see what comes of this. Okay, I got the 4 screws out, and I went ahead and had to take these 2 screws out that are by the wire to get the bottom off. And now it's wanting to come apart there. Just in case, I'm going to pull these knobs off. Take this wire off and let it slide through, evidently. It looks like I need to take, there's 4 screws in here to get this portion out that I need to get to. The top can come off if I were to undo the 2 screws, but I just as soon not take the top off unless I need to. So let me pull those 4 screws and see what's going on there. And it does have another 4 screws over here that would probably release the front. And right now I don't want to deal with taking the front off, so let me take those 4 screws out that are holding this fan portion of it and see what goes on there. Okay, I took the two screws off here. There's 2 down there, and I had to take off 1 screw that's clear down in here and clear down in there. And now this motor fan part, whatever you want to call it, so push that screw out of there. Now what I'm doing also is the outer screws are all put over here on this side for the last stage, but I just over on this side I have the screws for the interior so I don't get them mixed up, as we do have different lengths of screws here. So now that this is out, the deal is I need to get to this motor here because that's where they need cleaned and re-oiled to make this fan work right. Right now it's turning pretty freely, but like I say, on medium or low it doesn't turn very good. So to open this housing up, I see I have 1 screw here and 1 screw here that need to be taken out to possibly pop that open, and there's 2 screws over here. Like I say, you got to be in search of all the screws to get this thing to come apart without breaking it. We do have a wire here. I'm not sure what this thing is. It's like nails put in there. It's acting like it wants to come apart. There we go. Those 4 screws are together. Here's the fan. And by the looks of the fan, it has 2 bigger screws here and 2 here to hold this into place. So let's take those out and see what we can come up with. Okay, there's the 2 screws. Pop them out. Of course, we have the wire on the back. It's still holding on. So here it looks like what's holding this on is there's the black plastic thing here, and it might be sitting in a groove. So I'm just going to give this a tap while holding on to the basket and see if I can pop it through. Yeah, it's coming through now. You gotta be careful because this is plastic. You don't want to be squishing in here because you're liable to break the basket or the fan. There's 1 fan out. This here is a little bit longer than this one, so it gives you an idea. And that one's a little bit fatter on the inside. And it slides across and hits this here washer to make sure you got it in place. So we'll do the same with this one. So I had to hold the shaft here because I was holding this side, but I noticed this is still spinning. But anyway, you can see just how filthy this is, even with the filter that was on there. So I'm going to take this off so that way I can get the shaft out and whatnot and get this all cleaned up and re-oil it. Like I said, it's not doing too bad on spinning though. But just saying, let me take these two screws out here, which they go all the way through, and there's nuts right there, so that these two ends will come out so I can get this cleaned. So I'll be right back. Okay, I got my bolts out. And so these caps, yep, should come right out. Now, you have to be careful, but you need to take this off so you can slide it all the way out. So just put a screwdriver in there and watch it, because these things will go flying, and pop that out. Let's see if the pliers will hold on to it. Yep, that's not bad. It doesn't want to go past that shaft there. Take this one off too. So you can see there's a washer right there. That's kind of like a bearing that goes across where you would put the oil in at. Okay, instead of trying to rip this whole thing apart and whatnot, I'm going to go ahead and put some oil on it. I'm going to use a 3-in-1 oil. It's not the best lubricant, and someone commented before, I think they have a blue bottle. It's made with a 3-in-1, but it's something else. This here supposedly might corrode something in there, and the way I look at it, I guess because I haven't gone shopping to see if they have a different type, this is better than nothing. So let me put some drops down inside where there's some felt inside this area here, so the oil will fill up into there and then slowly release as it needs it on the shaft. And so that's what we're going to do, is put some drops in there. I'm going to say about 6 or 7 drops in there, whatever will hold into that filter or that piece of felt. And I need to do it to this side too, but let's get this one first. I can't measure the drops, so I'm just putting it in there. There is a such thing as putting too much, and then it's going to want to come out when the fan's running. I don't necessarily think it's going to hurt anything, but when you get oil all over your plastic and whatnot, that's something that's going to catch the dust a lot more. Okay, when I was spinning this is grabbing a little bit. It's starting to smooth up, so it definitely needed a little bit of oil. So let's see if I can get this other one off. They have these little ears that go into the motor itself. If you can see that or not, but right there's a little ear that just sets inside there to help line it up. And it's not wanting to come off very easily because this shaft is, I guess you'd call it, dirty. Now this one's tight. See, it won't even spin. It's so tight. Let that oil soak down in there. Here we got them together. Now let's go ahead and put our screws back in. And the nut, which this here has a place for the nut so it actually holds it into place. Okay, let's put those these washers back on. I don't remember if they call them horseshoe washers or what they call them, but these are a stop for the fan, and they do have a groove right there in the shaft they need to fit into. Give them a slight spin. They're not always that easy to get on. Might even be able to take this and push it on. Be careful, they do take off flying on you. There it goes. It's on there. So I'm going to take these in and wash them up real quick, and then we can put them back in there. I'll probably bring a wet towel just to wipe the inside off. So I'll be right back. Okay, I got these washed down. Let's wipe down the inside of this housing. Okay, back to the longer shaft of the plastic. Slide this on here. Down to that washer here. Not down there yet, I don't think. No, we hit it. Okay, now we can set this back in and get our 4 screws in along with this cardboard looking thing, and this divot goes towards the motor. It's been pretty good compared to what it was. Okay. Normally I take this in and wash them real well. This here is going to be a fan for my plants, my seedlings coming up, because I do believe that helps strengthen them, having a little bit of a wind blowing on them. Try to remember how this thing goes back together so you can get things right. So here it goes down the hole. Okay, so now this needs to go back down in here. And I have a difficult screw there. I think I'll put the screw in the hole first, then bring it over by it and set it down in. Screw it in so it doesn't fall out. See, it has little peg-like things that it needs to set on or in. Those all look good, so let's go ahead and tighten this one down. I got these 4 screws here. Just drop them in their holes. Yeah, those are the hummingbirds fighting over the feeder. Shove that cord back through the way it came, all its angles and everything. Then we can pop this together again. Watch your wires on the side. Get that bottom one in, top one in, this thing's going in. There we go. So now I'm going to zigzag this wire back through here. Wire zigzag back and through there again. And just give this a quick wiping. So, nothing important. These legs gotta fit in there. These here will be fitting the pegs here. And the first thing we'll want to do is get the wire screws in. So I got the screws back in, and what I'm going to do is plug this thing in, and turn it on. And what I want to do anyway, I'm going to leave this on high so that way the fan can get itself lubed up, warmed up or whatever to get the oil in where it needs to go. In the meantime, while this is on, I'm going to take my 99-cent filter I got for the right price at the time. It has little ears on just this one side that holds it. Oh, let's get the name. Oh, I can't get the name up right. It has to go on this way. And this filter here, it's got pegs that hold it into place. Let's set them back into place. This is your pre-filter, so you don't dirty up your more expensive filter if you didn't get them on sale. So even with that filter, it really cuts down on the airflow, but that's what you get when you actually put a filter in. I think that those settings with the 2 zeros, that possibly could be, I think that might be a iodizer, or what do they call that? Let's see here. That just tells you what kind of filter, but it'll filter out. So let's let this thing run and see what we think in a bit. I got it running. I don't know if you can see, you can't see because it's just the wrong color, but this thing seems to be running better. Like I say, it is a light air. It's not struggling when you put it down on medium or low. So I consider that a success. Here it's going to be able to blow my start plants around and make them a little bit stronger and ready to go outside when I'm ready to put them out, when the weather's ready to let me put them out. So until next time, so that's how I clean the fan. The main thing is getting it oiled, because after a while those felt pads do dry out and that's going to slow your fan down. So like I said, go for it if you want to. It doesn't take much. And check out, like I say, I got the 3-in-1 oil, and I'm told there's another one that's in a possible blue can that doesn't cause corrosion like supposedly this does. But some people just use WD-40, and that's not good either, because I know for a fact WD-40, if it gets rid of rust, it's also acid, so it will re-corrode again. And in a fan, you know what WD-40 smells like. That's all you need, is that going through your house. So get something that doesn't have any smell to it.